Hey Remy, I'm going to go ahead and show you a simple example using the 3090 PLC you got as well as the HMI, and we'll just do a couple little things. I plugged the simulator stick into the digital input port on the PLC, and I'm going to monitor the status of that digital input on the HMI, and then I'm also going to put a data entry field on the HMI, and we're going to see that data as we change it on the HMI. You'll see it propagate down to the PLC. So we'll create a new program here. Let's see. I thought I pushed that. Okay, no. Remy example. And I'll do an auto configure. Okay, I found it. It's 3090. We're going to be communicating with the other device, so you'll notice that it's set up as Modbus at this speed with no parities. That's probably going to be the only thing we end up changing when we jump over to the HMI, and we'll just kind of next our way through. So I want to assign, let's see, what do we want to do here? We want to assign a Modbus address to a piece of data, and then I want to do something so I can monitor, we'll say an integer value. We'll call it int value, and I'll make it an unsigned int 16. We'll create another one that'll pass to. It's not real important here. I'm just doing this so that when I'm in debug mode, I can see. I'll be able to switch debug mode, and I'll be able to see what's going on inside the PLC. So that's this copy. We're not really doing anything with it. It's just a way to quick get something on the screen. So I'm going to assign. I'm going to first make the UI16 the int value. I'm going to make it writable, remote writable. So that lets us edit it from the HMI. And then we have to do one more thing, is we need to, I'm going to be reading in the value of input B1. That's what I'm going to be getting from my input simulator stick switch. I'm going to just use the first bit. And then I'm also want to give a Modbus address to int val value, and you see that both address 1, that's possible because in Modbus you've got a separate list for bits, and you've got the other list is for all the other data types. Each of them goes from 1 to I think like 1,000, something like that. It's probably more likely at some to the power of 2, so maybe 4096. Anyways, we've got these two pieces of data here, and I'm going to program this. So I just program my PLC, and I told it to run. So for this little example, we're pretty well done here. Now I'm going to pull up I'm going to create a new project here, and we need to do a couple things. We need to grab our HMI, which this one is the MT4230T, and we need to grab a PLC, and ours will communicate using the Modbus RTU protocol. So just select Modbus RTU as a PLC, and then we connect these with this serial port, and we can double click on here, and we'll change the COM settings, and the only thing we really need to change here is the parity to none, and we should be good at that point. Okay, and then we'll jump over here, and this is where we create screens, and like I said, we're just going to do a couple minor things. I haven't practiced this ahead of time, so something could go wrong, and I'll just talk the way through it. Okay, so we'll do a bit state lamp, and Let me see if I really connected that stuff up. I have to remember how to jump back. Here we are. Okay. Yeah, I must not have connected something quite right. The best way to test that, I found, is just if you move them and they follow you, then they're really connected. But you saw a second ago it wasn't really connected. Okay, so my problem was I wasn't seeing the Modbus addresses pop up. I'm going to jump back to that area, and that's right here, frame 0. And now when I drop this here, I'll have the, yeah, there we are. 0x is an option. You'll see some, we've got an example. On our Indusoft page, so velocio.net/Indusoft, I've got an example that it's going to go pretty similar to what's going on here. You've got in this example, you can see I've got different tags I've created, and they're going to be of different data types. Actually, I don't know if I wanted this exact screen. Back out of here for a second. You'll see the prefixes here. We use 0x for bits. We use 4x for our integers. And I don't remember exactly right offhand what you do for the 32 bits and floating points in this Kinco stuff, but I remember it being pretty easy to figure out. Okay, so we use 0x, and then this is address 1. We're doing the switch, so I'll place that. And then I will create a numeric text number input. There we go. And I will do 4x, and it's going to be 1 again. Okay, and we'll go like this. Okay, at this point I will download to my screen. Now I've already got the power on both of these devices. I've got the cable hooked up between them, and I've got USBs running to the computer from both the HMI and the PLC. Okay, now this is going to fail. I already know that because I'm actually trying to show you something that you're going to encounter here. Okay, see, we get this error. And you probably will too the first time you try this. You can actually see that screen I had pulled up here. I went ahead and just Googled the exception, and this is a very common thing for these Kinkos. They seem to be a pretty quality product, but they do have some connection issues. So if you were to Google exactly that term, you'd come up with this PDF, and it's going to talk you through how the driver gets installed wrong. And it's a funny thing, but even if you plug in another HMI later on, it's going to go through the same hassle. You're going to have to do it again, but it's the price of playing with this particular brand of HMI. Okay, so I'll show you in my case. I'll just say okay to that. In my case, I've already got it installed, so I'm going to do slightly different instructions, but those instructions will tell you what to do. Actually, I think I selected the one there. I'm gonna cancel out of that. I will try the other option. Browse computer. Maybe I'm gonna have to take a second here and look at that document again. Okay, so I will update. Okay, and then I'm going to let me pick from a list. Okay, there we are. I'm pretty sure I need to pick this Kinco, but I'm going to go through this document again. Again, I've installed this once before, so it's prompting me for some of this, and you'll have to do another step or two, but it's not much different. Okay, yeah, it is the Kinco HMI I'm needing to use. So I'm telling it really use this one. It's going to make a couple sounds. Apparently going to be kind of slow. Okay, it's done. Now we're going to try the same thing again. So I'll do download, and you'll see this time it's actually communicating. I'm going to look at my screen. Sure enough, I've got what you see on the screen there. Yep. Now I'm using my switch. You can't see it here. I could do something to let you see it. I'm gonna close out of vBuilder here. The deal is you can only communicate with the PLC from one program at a time. I'm about to use the built-in simulator here, so I don't want to run that, the online simulator, and the vBuilder at the same time. So if you're going to do that, you got to shut off one of them. I didn't check what COM port we're actually on. Okay, I'm going to flip the switch. Okay, yep. So you can. Let me get the mic close to this. You can kind of hear me flipping it on and off, and sure enough, you see the changes on the screen as I do it. So that's showing the status of that bit. Now I'm going to turn this off. I'll close that. And I'm going to open vBuilder back up. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and close the Kinco software for now. I don't think I'll need that. What I'm going to be doing here is I'm going to type on the actual HMI, and while we're in debug mode on vBuilder, we'll see the values change, which is kind of cool. It's taking a little while to open. Oh, okay, I double-clicked a couple times. Okay, so I will open this project back up. So for my example. Okay, in this case, we'd already loaded this exact same program in. So when you've done that and you jump back into vBuilder, you don't have to download and run again. It's already running. If you'd made any modifications, you need to do that. But if it's the exact same code, then you can immediately jump into debug mode, and I can switch to seeing the value. And I am going to, so I've got the value of this tag that we're going to modify using the HMI. I'm going to push, let's say I'll do 21. So 2, 1, enter. And there you go. You can see I typed that on the HMI, and it just modified it inside the PLC's memory. And I'll do value 1, enter. There we go. So I'll send you this code, but that should be a good start for you. You now know how to send data to the HMI and to get data back from it.